If you're an American, did you know that you live in a superior culture? In this superior culture, if your gums ever start to bleed, you don't go to the dentist, you just rub your gum blood all over the walls. In this superior culture, if you need an alarm clock, you don't buy an alarm clock. You just heat a rotting rat until it smells so bad that it wakes you up.
And the dead rat was a problem. I'll be honest, because what happened is, like, so I had I've had many dead rats in the house. I used the dead rat as an alarm clock because basically I live in Texas. It gets really hot in Texas. And whenever it would get really hot, it would like, the house would get hotter and it would like cook the corpse of the rat and it would make it smell worse. So like I would wake up every morning at like 7:30 or 8 a.m. Like I was ready to go because the first thing that happened is I'd smell that goddamn rat. It's a natural alarm. Yeah, free alarm clock.
In America, we don't clean our bedrooms or our kitchens or our gaming rooms. And if a cockroach climbs on us while we're gaming, we let that cockroach climb, baby.
There's a roach flying at me. Give me a minute. Where'd he go? Oh shit! He's on my belly. Look at him. He's right there. Oh God! Get him out of me!
And we sure as hell don't drink water.
That's better. Wow. Who the fuck drinks this shit? Yeah, just,
USA, USA, USA. What? You think all of this sounds disgusting? Well then, you're probably a Palestinian. Telling a 34-year-old to clean his room is honestly Palestinian behavior. Your small Palestinian brain just can't comprehend the vast intellect of a true American like Asmongold. You live in rubble because your house was bombed? Well, Asmongold lives in rubble because he chooses to. Because in America, we have the freedom to make that choice. So a few days ago, the streamer Asmongold said that he doesn't care if Palestinians die in a genocide because their culture is inferior to America.
if you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now. So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways.
So, like, this is Nazi shit. I'm not saying Asmongold is a Nazi, I'm pretty sure he's a liberal, but saying that you don't care if inferior cultures get genocided is Nazi shit. However, I think that unfortunately quite a few liberals actually agree with this way of thinking, but most of them don't say the quiet part out loud. But Asmongold is a certified yapper, so he's a pro at saying things out loud. In this video, I'm gonna try to approach what Asmongold says in good faith. If a lot of liberals do think this way, I think we should interrogate why they think this way. I don't think that just calling all liberals evil Nazis really accomplishes anything if we're trying to deconstruct why people hold harmful beliefs. So let's hear Asmongold out on why he doesn't care about Palestinian genocide. Well, according to Asmongold, it's because he cares about gay rights. And I myself am a half-breed homo, also known as a bisexual, so if Asmongold is standing up for my rights, then he must be right.
The nightmare rotation of having the Palestine flag and the trans or the gay flag in your bio. I think that they should do something where every single person who has both of those flags in their bio gets permanently banned.
So Asmongold thinks that people with both the pride flag and the Palestinian flag in their bio should be banned. If you're a gay person from Palestine and you want to show people this by putting these flags in your bio, you're getting banned. Sorry, I don't make the rules, Asmongold does. I think we should put Asmongold in charge of all social media because he seems very good at running things in a very orderly and organized manner. Anyway, according to Asmongold, you cannot be gay and Palestinian, and you definitely can't be gay and support Palestine.
Palestine and trans rights, or Palestine and LGBT rights, these are two things that you can't support at the same time. You can't do it. It's so annoying. And I think that if you see a person that's doing that on Twitter, you know that they are a vapid, emotionally charged baby that puts no thought into anything that they say or do.
I'm just a little baby. That's why I support Palestine and gay whites. I know it just sounded like I said I support gay whites, like white people, but I was saying gay rights in a baby accent, so please don't cancel me. All I do is shit my pants and support Palestine because I'm a baby. I like to poop my pants because I want to be stinky like Asmongold's room. So Asmongold is saying that you can't support Palestine and gay rights because Palestine doesn't support gay rights. America just made gay marriage legal 9 years ago. Does this mean that he thinks no one should have supported America before 9 years ago? So not to sound condescending, but there's this thing called nuance. You can support something as a whole without supporting every single element of that thing. For example, I have somewhat conservative parents, and I love and support them as their child, but I don't support every single religious belief that they hold. In the same way, I support Palestine because I think that Israel should stop bombing the shit out of them, but I don't support every single law that Hamas as the de facto government of Gaza passes. This is how I can support both Palestine and gay rights. Acting like you shouldn't support Palestine because not every single element of Palestine is perfect is known as the fallacy of composition, where you infer that something is true of the whole from the fact that it's true of some parts of the whole. But sorry, I forgot. I only support Palestine because I'm a little dumb baby.
You cannot want a genocide and also want rights for gay people? No, you can't.
You hear that? You can't support gay rights and not support genocide. You have to choose one or the other. Gay rights, genocide. If you support gay rights, you also support genocide. The first time that you have gay sex, you become Hitler. That's how it works. Man's penis plus man's anus equals Hitler. Thank you for educating me on this, Asmongold.
Because the people that want that you're like fighting against the genocide for would genocide gay people. Like if they had their rights, they would be genociding gay people.
This might be a crazy concept, but I don't think that if someone has bad ideas that I shouldn't care if they're murdered. I don't think that if someone has bad thoughts in their head about gay people that they should be blown to pieces. Especially because nearly half of the population of Palestine are children who haven't even gotten the chance to form their opinions about gay people before they're blown to pieces. If in the future Palestine hypothetically started a concentration camp for gay people, I would obviously support making them stop that, just like I support fighting Germany in World War II. But as far as I can see online, there are very few documented cases of people being killed because they're gay in Palestine, and same-sex acts have actually been decriminalized in the West Bank. So no, I don't think there's evidence to suggest that if they're given the chance, Palestine will commit a against gay people. And even during World War II, when Germany was actively committing a genocide, I still would have fought against committing a genocide of all German civilians because genocide is always bad.
Even the children? What do you think that they would do to gay children? What do you think they would do? Oh, that's right, they'd kill them.
So you don't care if Palestinian children are killed because some Palestinians are okay with killing gay children. So you're saying that if I found out that some homophobes live in my neighborhood, you wouldn't care if I went and murdered their children? What the hell are you talking about? You're always whining about there being too many gay people in video games, but you wouldn't care if a gay person murdered someone's children just because they're homophobic? I don't think you actually actually believe this. No rational person believes this.
I know plenty of Muslims that respect gays. Well, I'm not talking about Muslims. I'm talking about people in Palestine. The truth is that that's what they do over there. So no, I'm not going to support a group of people that would be the ones doing the genocide if they had the power to do it. It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them.
So as I already said, the laws for gay people are different between the West Bank and Gaza doesn't even have any laws formally on the books because Hamas is just the de facto government in Gaza. Yes, there are probably some people in Hamas who would support killing gay people, but Hamas does not represent most Palestinians. If we hypothetically had some people in the government who thought it was okay to kill gay people, would you then not care if someone killed all Americans? This logic is so obviously stupid. I don't actually think you believe a lot of this logic. I think a lot of this is just rationalizations you're coming up with on the fly because you want reasons to not care about brown people being genocided. Sorry.
You can't let people rule with any sort of religion. It's all bad.
So I agree that countries shouldn't base their laws around religion. I believe in secular governments, but I also do care if someone commits a genocide against people who live in a country with a religious government. I believe that Islamism and Sharia law, Christian nationalism, and Zionism are all harmful, regressive, conservative beliefs. I agree that it's bad that Hamas promotes Muslim fundamentalism, but I also think it's bad that people in Israel promote Zionism, and it's bad that people in America promote Christian nationalism. Some people in America use Christian nationalism to justify passing anti-gay and anti-trans laws. Some people in Israel use Zionism to justify bombing Gaza. And yes, some people in Hamas use Muslim fundamentalism to justify being homophobic. But I would still care if someone committed genocide against any of these groups. I find this idea of not caring when people other religious groups incredibly un-American. America was founded on the concept of religious freedom, and part of religious freedom is the freedom to have harmful religious beliefs without being killed. I think the Westboro Baptist Church are a bunch of disgusting pieces of shit, but I don't think that someone should drop a bomb on their church. I believe that Zionism is a harmful ideology that has been used to justify a lot of atrocities against Palestinians, but I don't think that someone just believing in Zionism is enough of a justification to kill them. And I obviously would not support a genocide of Zionists because the vast majority of Jewish people identify as Zionists. So doing that would be another Holocaust. And in the same way, I'm sure there are a bunch of Palestinian civilians who have religious beliefs that I personally disagree with, but I still care if they have bombs dropped on them, which is why I, as an LGBT person, support Palestine. And no, this is not just me virtue signaling, these are my genuine moral beliefs that I have used logic to think through. Asmongold's main argument that he keeps making over and over is that Palestinian culture is inferior to Western culture because they're more homophobic. And I agree that in general they are more homophobic, but gay marriage isn't even legal in Israel, and in America we only federally legalized gay marriage 9 years ago, so it's not like we're that far ahead. So if you only view culture through the lens of LGBT rights, yes, America and Israel are currently more progressive than Palestine. But I will not have my identity as an LGBT person weaponized to justify the logic of colonialism. Because the logic of colonialism has always been that we need to plunder and kill and genocide these other cultures because those savages aren't as intellectually enlightened as we are. And that's how you get to the point where you say things like you don't care if genocides happen against these cultures. And part of the reason that Western countries are more educated on things like LGBT rights is because of the wealth that is siphoned from non-Western countries so that we can afford to fund our liberal universities which teach their students about things like queer studies. I agree with Asmongold that Muslim fundamentalism is a genuine problem, but when you bomb the shit out of all of these Muslim groups, this just causes them to radicalize other people to join Muslim fundamentalism. socialism. The way to help these other cultures become more progressive and more educated on LGBT issues is by improving their material conditions, not by bombing them. I actually agree with Asmongold that it is inferior for a culture to be homophobic, and it's superior for a culture to not be homophobic. But if you care about gay people, your main focus should be on how to help these cultures stop being so homophobic. And I believe that the best way to help these cultures become less homophobic is by releasing the boot of oppression from their neck, because countries that have more wealth tend to become more progressive and less religious over time. According to a study done by the Pew Research Center, the more wealthy a country is, the less religious that country tends to be. The United States is an exception to this, but religion is on the decline in America. So if Asmongold's belief is that he hates religion because religion leads to homophobia, then he should want to help improve the material conditions of these poor Muslim countries so that they become less religious over time. Saying that you don't care when genocide is committed against poor Muslim countries actually hurts LGBT people, because the worse conditions that these countries are kept in, the more likely it is that they will keep oppressing LGBT people. One of the reasons that Hamas was able to take power in the first place is because of how bad the conditions are in Palestine. I don't know how much more obvious I can make this. I believe that if we truly want to end oppression for queer people, then we need to end oppression for all marginalized people. Anyway, I think that this take from Asmongold was obviously disgusting, and I think it's horrible to use my rights as an LGBT person to justify not caring about genocide. I think Asmongold at least somewhat realized that this was a bad take, because he tweeted, "Looking back on it, I was way too much of an asshole about the Palestinian thing. My bad. Of course no one deserves to have their life destroyed, even if they do things or have views I find regressive. You guys deserve more than me saying stupid shit like that. I'll do better." I wish he would be taking this more seriously than just saying my bad, but I guess at least he's backed down from his original take. It's possible that he really has learned from this mistake, or maybe he just let the mask slip and now he's apologizing because he's getting a bunch of backlash. I don't really know. Hopefully in the future he takes some time to actually think through his morality before he says shit like that he doesn't care about genocide, and I hope in the future he stops using LGBT people to justify his bullshit. And hopefully he has now realized that there is nothing illogical about supporting both Palestine and gay rights. And all I know is that if I ever happen to experience a gay genocide and I have to choose between being locked in a concentration camp or being locked in Asmongold's house, I think I know which one I'm gonna choose. Anyway, free Palestine, gay rights, you know, yada yada. All right, see you guys next time.